Hey out there, this is Buzz with the Survival Buzz. Decided to shoot a video indoors today. We have had a crazy heat wave here in Oklahoma. The last few days, the temperatures have been like 101, 103. And then you add in the crazy Oklahoma humidity, it feels like 112 out. So you step out there for about 30 seconds and you're just completely drenched in sweat. So normally I shoot videos outdoors. That's where I like to be. I'm an outdoorsy type person, but I don't like it that much. I'm gonna stay in the AC and shoot a video today. I wanted to talk about a little bit of news I heard today. I'm not gonna go in great depth. It's not exactly what this video is about, but I figured I'd mention it if you guys wanted to look a little more into it. I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago, I want to say it was like early 2020, Gil Bates was working on genetically modified mosquitoes. And apparently his reasoning was to help prevent disease and things spread by these things. And as you know, anytime you genetically modify anything, whether it be food or whatever, it just seems like we have a track history of it not turning out so well. So recently they released these mosquitoes, strangely enough, in Texas and Florida, conservative states, right? Who would have thought? And now there are mild outbreaks of malaria starting out. It's not a huge thing right now, but it is spreading. And to my knowledge, this is something that we haven't really had to worry about for the last few decades, but now it's a thing, and it just happens to be where they're releasing these GMO mosquitoes. So just a little bit of info for you. It might be something you want to Google, look into a little bit, but like I said, it's not the topic of the video today. I just thought that was a bit of interesting information. Sorry, I can't talk today. But today I wanted to mention Big Brother and this growing trend of cameras everywhere you go. It's a big thing, and now you factor in AI and other technologies, you just pretty much can't get away from it. And I've noticed over the last several years more and more cameras popping up on the interstates and now in town in the big city of Tulsa here in Oklahoma. Not so much out where I live, but definitely in the big city. And so I ran across this article in the Tulsa World. It's been several weeks ago. I'm so scatterbrained anymore. I work so much that I forgot to make a video about it till I was going to work this morning and they started talking about it on the radio again. So I wanted to read this article to you. I'm not going to read word for word. It's a couple pages long, but you'll get the gist of it. So in this Tulsa World, they're talking about the Tulsa Police Department has real-time information centers and operating out of City Hall since mid-April here. And right now they only have 4 specialists that work there, but it's like over 200 cameras they're watching at all times, mainly in high crime rate areas. Take it as you will. If you want to just think, hey, this is nothing, go ahead. But I myself don't like being videotaped, and they can say what they will of what it's for, but I honestly think pretty soon it's going to be used for the wrong reasons. So let me read a little bit of this to you. It's 4 specialists, and they're looking at multiple large computer screens. Kind of a Hollywood Square setup from what they say. And they plan on expanding this program. It's going to be completed next month here in July. And they will eventually work out of a larger space. They all have their own computer screens they're looking at, constantly monitoring, these specialists. And they have the ability, I guess, apparently, if something big happens, they can bring up project images as approximately 32 feet long and 5 feet high, so everybody can have their eyes on it. So they're always watching, and it's under the guise of stolen vehicles and people disappearing, things like that. Which on the surface, don't get me wrong, it's great to be able to help in these areas, but you have to look through the lines on this one. It could be used for bad just as well as it could be good. And a lot of times it seems like any of this new technology, especially the left swinging world we're living in now, are used more for harm than good at times. So But last year, our mayor, Bynum, approved a $2.55 million bill to stand up this program, and I guess they've received a lot of grant funding as well. They like to call it precision policing. And these specialists aren't just watching video feeds, they're monitoring calls being received and dispatched to 911. And they can access information from state and federal arrest databases and other sources that they can share with the responding officers. So it's a big thing. It's starting off small right now. They're at the kind of the beginning phases of it, but eventually they'll have 12 people doing this all day long. And who knows how big it'll go from there, right? Let's see here. The Real-Time Information Center accesses more than 200 video feeds from 4 sources: flock safety license plate readers, city security cameras, city traffic control cameras, and cameras purchased by the Tulsa Police Department right here. The system is primarily used to identify stolen vehicles and help find missing people, but it's not used to issue traffic tickets apparently, which I don't know if that happened where you guys lived, but several years ago they tried that in several states. I stayed in Utah for a while, and the people that live there were telling me about how they tried to do that there. They tried to send tickets with basically photos of them running red lights and things like that. And the people actually stood up and they sent in photos of money for the ticket, and they eventually just got rid of it because nobody was going to pay. So that kind of goes back to standing up to the powers that be. If enough people actually do it on things, your voices are actually heard and they actually make changes. Sorry my camera's so shaky. Like I said, tripod's broke. What we can find out during this time frame, we can go back and the officer can get on scene and look at videos, short-term archived videos. I guess they can hold it for like 10 days or something like that. But the point of my video today is we're coming in a day and age where technology, and like I said, now you're factoring in AI and things. There's not going to be a way to get away from it. And if you notice, it's in the big cities. I don't see any of this out here where I live. Now, there might be a camera or two that I'm not aware of, but I only see it when I go to work in the big city. So I'm really interested in your guys' comments. What are you seeing in your area? Is it a thing there? I would imagine the bigger the city, probably the bigger of a program they have. But I'm just curious if you guys are reading about any of this where you live. Have you noticed anything in the paper? Have you heard word of mouth, anything like that? So if you guys could leave me comments and let me know what you're seeing, that would be awesome. The more we share information, the more we know, right? Because the powers that be and the media that we're being fed nowadays is only feeding us what they want us to hear. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Later.